Yeah.
But I know I'm probably gonna pick up Destiny 2, just for the sake of like I'll play it with all my mates.
Oh,
It's
God.
just one of those games.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
In terms of
Oh,
COD
shit.
World War 2, it depends on how good the campaign is. Because I liked Battlefield 1, but it was just never something I really got invested into. Just because I can't, these days I just don't play multiplayer. It's few and far between with the multiplayer game if I play it for like 100 hours anymore. It's more
Okay.
single player games I prefer
People
playing.
watching the podcast are hearing us say "oh shit," and they probably don't know why. But Jaden just joined us to give some context there. Want to introduce yourself?
Go
Jaden,
on,
you want to
Jake.
let yourself be heard?
Hello. Hello.
Hi, Jaden, TheStarkz, for those who don't know. So
16
yeah,
year
Jaden,
old
right now,
gamer.
right now we're talking about Call of Duty World War II versus Destiny 2 and versus Battlefront 2, because this fall's gonna have 3 big first-person shooters, and we're basically debating which one we're probably gonna be getting and which one we think is gonna be the most successful.
I'm gonna get COD.
Same.
You're gonna get COD? Are you gonna get Destiny 2 or Battlefront 2?
Nope.
I feel like I'm probably only gonna get one. So I think I think Battlefront 2 could potentially be really good because
I'm not
like,
gonna
they
get
can fix
Battlefront
upon
2.
a lot of the mistakes they did in the first one. Same thing with Destiny 2 though, as well. Like I don't know though, because like Star Wars Battlefront is like something I never really cared about.
You don't
To
care
me,
about
You know me,
Star Wars,
I don't care about Star
same,
Wars.
actually.
I haven't even watched a single Star Wars movie, so
Exactly.
I
But
like Star Wars.
in terms of
I
Battlefront,
feel like I should. I feel like I should.
well, if you get what, but don't
I just
before
feel
you
like
play
you have to put so
Battlefront
much
or
time.
hear about it, just watch at least one film.
One film.
So
Yeah.
you've got
Just not
context. That's what I'm
prequels.
doing with Middle Earth. I'm gonna watch Lord of the Rings and then play it, so I've got some
Oh,
context.
you need to watch it. I love Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Totally. I'm glad
but
I
in
watched
terms of
it.
Battlefront 2, I think. I mean, everything that they're saying, I mean, it could just be PR bullshit like the first game, but everything that they're saying, the scrapping season passes, they're including a single player campaign, everything looks really good. It's taking place in a good time era. The multiplayer is going to have Clone Wars fucking maps and modes and characters and shit. So it's sounding really good, but even if like we see gameplay, it depends on how different the mechanics are, because I didn't really like the mechanics in Battlefront 1.
They're trash.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I just hope that I hope all 3 games are good, because no one hopes a game's bad, even if it is COD. But yeah, I can't wait.
Honestly,
I can't wait for all day.
I might not even buy Battlefront 2 if the gameplay is anything like the first one. Battlefront 1 is like one of the worst games I've played in my life. Holy crap.
In your life, fucking
Yeah.
Jesus! It's not. I don't think it's a bad game. I think it's a
It is
mediocre
a bad
game.
game. It's boring.
No, it's
No,
not bad though.
It's not
It feels
bad.
like you're playing a prototype game. Like the bullets, I mean, it's like freaking like it's just the Star Wars universe the way it is. Like the blasters, it just doesn't feel fun.
Yeah,
to
which is
play.
why-
It just feels like I don't know. It doesn't even feel like a game. It just feels boring.
No, it's a boring FPS, but it's certainly not a bad game.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather play Witcher 3 than I'd rather play Battlefront.
Oh
Which-
shit, that's a
Nah.
roast, man.
That's-
That's a
that's
roast
like
of
a lot.
Battlefront. That's saying a lot, man.
Which game did you say?
Battlefront isn't that
You all know, you know how he feels
Battlefront.
Or
about
that
Witcher
boring.
3.
It's so boring.
For
Oh, The
those of you who
Witcher-
don't know, watching,
Pissed off with
basically,
The Witcher
Brandon.
critics.
No.
It's
Look,
fucking-
please, guys,
I
stop,
don't hate
stop
Witcher 3.
bitching
I
about
played
The
the
Witcher. We need to save this for the next category. Calm down.
Oh yeah, true. Save it.
But yeah,
What's
I
the
hope
definition?
Battlefront's good. I fucking hope it is. But Battlefront 1 wasn't a bad game, because a bad game's like unplayable. It's really shitty game. That has at least good aspects of it. Like the map's really big. It looked really good. It was broke. It was unbalanced as fuck in terms of like what the gameplay was, and the mechanics themselves weren't good at all. And it was a really lifeless game. There wasn't much to it. But there was certain aspects that held it up to being like a, if you're gonna rate it like a 5 or a fucking 6, it's certainly not a bad game. It's just really mediocre.
Yeah.
And it's insane that it sold to over 27 million units. That is absolutely crazy.
I'd give the game a
Well, there was
4
like a
out
lot
of
of.
10.
I just remember there was so much hype surrounding Star Wars in 2015 was it when it came out? At the end of 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was just so much Star Wars hype, with like the movie coming
Yeah.
out that year. It was crazy. It looks like it's gonna be like that again this year with the new one coming out as well. The movie.
That's the thing. Like
talking about.
everything has been confirmed that Battlefront 2 is gonna be better in every single way. The only thing that still hasn't been like given is the gameplay gonna be better, and that's the one thing that like made Battlefront to me.
Was the gameplay actually bad though? Was it actually bad?
No, it was not.
Wasn't it kind of like? Didn't it take like the
cool down your
Battlefield
weapon? It just
formula?
felt no,
No.
it didn't even
Yeah.
feel like Battlefront at all. It didn't feel like Battlefield
No, I
at
mean
all.
Battlefield. No. Well, didn't it feel like Battlefield like taken to a Star Wars setting? That's what like a lot of people said.
Kind of. Not in
at
terms of
all. Not to
gameplay.
me.
Not
No,
in ter-
not in
in
terms of
terms
Yeah, I think in
gameplay,
terms of
like,
scale,
there was
yes.
little
In terms of
things
gameplay, no.
The cooldown of the weapons and like the fucking jetpacks and shit that just
To
made
me,
things
it
like
can
not
be more
feel like.
different. like with freaking jetpacks and then having blasters instead of rifles.
No, but that's yeah, but that's not really a complaint with the game. That's a complaint with this. That's down
well,
to
that's a
the
complaint with the
Star Wars
setting. But I'm
universe.
saying that's what I'm saying. It couldn't be more different.
Well, I don't know how they make it different. I mean, in terms of gameplay, it can feel better, certainly. I mean, there's a lot of better feeling shooters like Battlefield. But it's a different type of universe to Battlefield. It's not exactly like a military shooter. It's a fucking space sci-fi shooter. But in terms of gameplay itself, it certainly could feel better. I just don't know if it, like... I don't know how they can fucking change it playing differently. They need to balance it first and foremost. That's the biggest complaint I had. Fucking balance the thing. But, I don't know. I'm hopeful for all three.
You with that Han Solo gun. Or something.
Yeah, the fucking Han Solo blaster that you can fucking pre-order and get it day one, or play till you're level 5 and then get a load of bullshit.
Oh
I think
yeah.
I bought that deluxe edition or something.
Oh, Jesus. I remember who's the fucking heroes? Oh no,
I paid
not hero,
$70
villain.
for that game. Holy crap!
The fucking bounty hunter. Someone tell me the bounty hunter in
Oh,
Star Wars, please.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Boba
he was
Fett,
OP.
he is broken
Yeah,
in that
he's
game.
OP.
Jesus fuck. I've got a video clip of me getting like 23 kills and no deaths. I'm barely taking any deaths. That guy is fucking broken. Like, broken. And you use anyone with a fucking lightsaber and you get fucked. Like, how does that make sense? Play as Luke Skywalker, you get your ass handed to you.
Imagine how bad it'll be though if freaking Jango Fett ends up in the Battlefront 2.
Jesus, fuck. This better be balanced out the door. None of this bollocks patching down the line. But I'm hopeful for all three. If I was doing to say what I'm most excited for,
Yeah,
it'd
I
be
was gonna
Destiny
say-
2 because it's got the most
Okay.
promise out of all 3 universes. And I know that's big to say considering it's Star Wars, but there's not
I like
much
the
more.
idea.
I don't know.
I like
Yeah, okay.
I like the little hub idea. For
What the
Call of
MMO
Duty.
aspect, like Destiny.
Yeah, whatever it's called. Yeah.
Okay, so
that
how about
looks
this?
pretty cool.
Everyone, for final thoughts, everyone just pick one. Like, if you have to pick one
COD.
right now,
Destiny
only
2.
one.
Battlefront 2 will sell better. Personally, I care for COD more right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Battlefront.
I would just choose World War II.
Yeah, Battlefront 2 will sell better.
I mean, I don't see how you can change. I don't see how you could pick Destiny 2 unless you like the first one a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've
I
only seen
fucking did.
CGI
It's just-
trailer.
I liked playing it. It was fun, but it's mediocre. Like, if I was to look at it from a critical point of view, it's fucking well mediocre. But, oh, fuck. That was just my game that I played with mates, so it's just kind of like, I don't look at FIFA as some fucking masterpiece, but it's one of those games that I just enjoy playing with friends. You know what I mean? I
Do you think
I put 900 hours into Destiny 1. I don't think it's a great game. That just shows
Okay.
how fucking mediocre it actually is. But I just really had a lot of fun playing it. That's why I'm excited for the second. In terms of
think-
everything else, it's kind of like Battlefront shady as shit because the first one was a disappointment, and COD shady as shit because they've got to nail this fucking setting. So in terms of what game I've got the most faith in, it'd probably be Destiny 2 because they're working from a solid base. Because the gameplay in Destiny 1 is fucking flawless.
Do you think it's going to be a lot better than Destiny 1? Do you think they're going to fix it, or do you think it's still going to be mediocre?
It seems to be more story heavy. We haven't seen much, but from what they're talking about, it's more story heavy, which is the exact criticism I had. There was no story, and it should have been story focused. So from what I'm hearing, yeah, but it's yet to be seen.
I'm glad they're going to be doing the gameplay review on the live stream. And we're going to see a little
I'm
footage.
gonna have
'cause
to, I
I'm
can't
still
really
allowed to play
critique it until I play the beta. The beta will be the big determiner, really.
When do you think that's going to come out? Like June, July? Something like
Yeah.
that?
Well, it's got to come out soon because it can't fucking come out like a month
Yeah,
before.
I
the
hope
game.
it's June. I hope it's like at E3 week or something like that. That way we can just
Probably
play
will be.
it.
I think the Destiny 1 beta was like, was it June 2014 or? I don't know.
I think it was like right. I think it was like that week of E3 or like the week after, if not.
Yeah, it was somewhere around there, so it'll probably be the same for this.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. All right, so
Destiny
we
2
can move on
has
to.
a lot of potential.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so we have one more final segment, and this is kind of like a personal segment that we added, basically. We're gonna be discussing each of our like games that we think are overrated. So
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. This one's kind of
I didn't do much
for all
prepa-
of you.
I didn't do much preparing for that actually.
Same,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
even know
okay.
what to say.
What
I
you
don't
know?
really
Think of
know
a
what
game
to
that
say.
springs to
I'm
mind that automatically goes, okay, that's overrated. Just first one.
I
That jumps-
want to say, part of me wants to say CS:GO
I wouldn't
Fair
disagree.
enough.
I would not disagree.
because I feel like a lot of people credit the entirety of the game, and it's just the kind of game it is. I just really don't like it, and I think it's definitely
okay, but
overrated
I
to
think
some
you-
degree.
I think you've only played the like.
Like I've spent like 2 hours playing it, and I actually got this one kill streak, despite me lagging, of course. But like I'm not saying it's not a fun game or anything. I just definitely think it's more overrated.
I
than
think I think you've only played the deathmatch and kill and the.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Something
exactly. You
like
know
that.
what? Because for me, I had the same problem because I played maybe like 20 or 30 hours of only deathmatch and
20 to 30 hours.
what was the other game mode? Deathmatch and
Shit.
CS:GO 7. That's
what is
fucking
the other
great.
one? I forgot what it's called. Deathmatch and this other one.
Hostage or something.
No, I don't I have no idea what it's I forgot what it's called. But anyways, yeah, those are like these game modes that are really like you play when you start out the game because like once you like actually learn like the the mechanics of the game and like strategize and stuff like that,
Mm,
you see people
yeah.
moving on to like either casual mode where it's basically I think it's 8 versus 8, I think around 8 versus 8.
Okay.
Something
Um
like that. Yeah.
and it's more like elimination style where um you basically have to like work more as a team and then like
Right,
yeah.
right.
And then like after that there's also competitive that me and Brandon have been playing.
That's the most fun.
Yeah, that's the mode where most people play because there you can like you basically you play you get a rank and stuff and then you basically have to you play against people that are around the same rank as you.
Right,
Um
right.
it's kind of like Uncharted
I
4,
like how this just
I
turned
guess.
into like a freaking teaching of what it's
No, I
CS:GO.
was about to say. So,
Yeah.
what else do you think's overrated, June?
Yeah.
Um, like I said, I didn't do much preparing, but yeah, I think that's the only game that I really see as overrated.
I'm playing on
Horizon.
my PS4. So I can
You mean because of the popularity, right? Like how there's
Yeah,
so much
it's more about
attention
the
with it.
popularity, but like I feel like compared to other games, there's not much
Horizon.
quality for
No.
with
Alright.
CS:GO. I find so.
Horizon.
Yeah,
Oh. I mean, I think CS:GO is really fun when you play more with like
yeah, I'm
friends.
sure it is. It definitely is pretty fun. Yeah, I will agree. But yeah,
Yeah, all right. Blue, you got anything?
Skyrim. Fucking first thing that comes to mind. Skyrim. Fuck that
Yeah.
shit. No, it's not shit. It's a great game. I just fucking hate it. And it's not. I hate the way it's praised. Like it's the fucking second coming of Christ because it's got so many things that are really bad about it. Like the story, it tries to give you a story and it's just uninteresting because you couldn't give a shit about a single character. I guarantee no one can name me a fucking character in that game. Fucking Emlerith of Tamriel or some bollocks that you've never heard of. Like no one, the characters in that game are fucking unmemorable. The story in itself is basic. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. The Last of Us has a basic plot, but it's the way it's
Hmm.
told out. This story is just it's bland, it's basic, but there's no characters to spice it up. It's just bland. It's all about you and you're a faceless avatar. So that doesn't work out. So the story in itself is bad. The fucking gameplay mechanics are so obnoxiously repetitive. Like I know that's a trait of most games. Most gameplays are repetitive, but this isn't even interesting. This isn't even fun. Repetitive. This is just hold a fucking button to use double electricity that you just spam on enemies until your mana runs out. You run back, you let it recharge, and then you go again. That's it. And if you want to use a weapon, it uses the same fucking animation over and over and over again, the same clunky shit animation. And in terms of the game itself, it doesn't look good because Bethesda. But I'm not a graphics whore, but it doesn't look good by 2012 standards because Bethesda's engine's a pile of shit. The game runs like shit. The fucking it's glitchy as all hell. But the reason it's praised as if it's the fucking second coming of Christ is because it gets mod support, and that's the only reason. And it is I don't give a shit. That is the only reason that it's still talked about to this day. If that game did not have mod support, no one would be talking about it half as much as today. But the reason we can talk about it is because it's got mods to upgrade the graphics, make the game bigger. For some guy spent 2,000 hours making his own game because of mods. That's why it's talked about so much. No one plays the base game of Skyrim anymore because it's fucking mediocre. Fuck off with that game. Anything else? I mean, Overwatch
Yeah.
was claimed to be
no,
like
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
If
Overwatch.
yes,
anybody
oh,
said,
it's a
"Oh my
multiplayer
gosh,
shooter.
not Overwatch,"
I was
Interesting
gonna say that.
gameplay
I was gonna say
innovations,
that.
but it's added into a flooded genre. It's not the
are you
fucking
serious?
next
Not
big
Overwatch.
thing.
Blinded Robin Gaming fanboys.
Fuck off with Overwatch.
Overwatch is an amazing game.
Overwatch is
It's
fun. I played that quite a bit.
it's
I just haven't
decent,
get
but
out
it's
here.
not like
It's
fucking this revolution.
Yeah.
Like that
okay. What
everyone
I'm
Like
gonna
when I
wants.
do,
saw the amount of people giving it
I
Game
feel
of the
like
Year, it's like fuck off, man. How the fuck does that
it's
win?
definitely overpopular. I find, but I feel like it's it's appreciated, right? Because it's very unique.
Well, it won a Game of the
The
Year
gameplay
award.
Do you
style.
play it on PC or what?
Well,
Because
like
I mean,
No,
yeah.
no. I don't play on PC. I only play
PC Master
console.
Race.
I mean that
Yeah.
and CS:GO are like PC games in my opinion that like deserve to be played on PC.
Yeah, no, I don't think. I think Overwatch is great. Yeah.
A little bit
All
better.
right.
Oh.
I'm so now.
Oh, I
Shut
didn't see
the
that one coming.
Fucking mediocre game overrated. There's balls no way. It's at 95 on
No
the
way.
Suck my
No,
dick.
no,
It's got
no,
fucking
no,
floaty ass
no.
garbage controls. Fucking
no.
main focus is the fucking creativity aspect, and that's it. It's a platformer with shit controls, no precision whatsoever. And it's fucking praised as if it's the fucking revelation of 2008. And if you criticize it, it's not because it's an old game, it's because it's flawed.
Okay, I can agree with you that one's kind of overrated, but two's not.
2 is identical with more stuff, that's it. And 3 is a fucking
I don't see
shit
how one
show.
has a 90 something on Metacritic, but I think it can pass for at least an 80 or higher.
But the
It's a
thing
really
is, I
cool
mean,
game. They know what they're
Yeah.
doing. That's the thing. That's the biggest thing
Yeah.
why I don't like Dreams is because I don't think they even know what they're trying to do with that game.
no, they
At
don't
least
at
of what
all.
they've shown us. But at least Little Planet kind of had like a focus on what they wanted to do. That you're like the sack person. You know, they have these sack people in the world. You can invite your friends. You know, and then you go into these different worlds and like whatever you meet these characters. Some of them are actually memorable in two, by the way. That I still remember their names to this day, which is kind of shocking. But like just the way that you're a sack boy and you're trying to create things, and just the way that I don't like one as much because like the whole sticker puzzles, but they kind of like did away with that in two a little bit and made it a lot more
And
like
then brought it
puzzling
back in
and just
3. Fucking genius.
3 was back. 3 was bad.
3
again.
was fucking. Oh
3
my
is the most
god.
3, Little Planet 3 and Star Wars Battlefront are like some of the most overrated, like disappointing games I've ever played on the PS4.
I can't believe how much Sumo Digital shit the bed with Little Big Planet 3. That
Dude,
game
the
was the most
performance,
broken.
It can't even
mess.
run. It can't even run.
It was
well.
broken. I remember I played it on 3, then I played it on 4. Jesus Christ, it was no difference on 4 because you fall through the world so much. The game just glitches 24/7. In terms of my criticism with the whole franchise is that the gameplay is flawed in itself. But if you were to put all 3 games next to each other, other than the fact 3's got a different set of characters, you really couldn't tell the difference from playing all 3 because the gameplay is so like it's fucking identical and it's flawed in itself. That's what I had a big issue with.
What were they trying to do with 3? Like, why were there like those other creatures around? It didn't make any sense, honestly.
No, they just introduced characters for the sake of diversity. I always say it focuses on creativity too much because it's still a platformer at heart, and the controls in the creative aspect anyway aren't that good. They're quite finicky. And it's hard to fucking make impressive structures when it's like do you remember the tutorials in 3? Like the fucking workshops. Jesus Christ! It takes fucking hours to learn how to build a tree. Like the fact that this is the target audience is children. There's no way a fucking 6-year-old is gonna make anything that's even playable because it's so fucking like difficult. The controls are finicky, and it's a platform without precision, which is my biggest complaint. Overall, they're all 3 apart from 3.
1 and 2 are great games.
1 and 2, 2 in particular was better. The
Two's a great game.
games, I just don't think they're like the fucking claim to fame that they should have been at all.
2, I think, deserves that. Like 2, like,
more
the
so
praise
than
it's been
1.
given.
2
Yeah,
more so
1,
than 1,
but 1 had, I don't know, 1 had like the soundtrack was so good in that game. Like I feel like 2 only had like one really good soundtrack to it, and that was Sleepyhead. But like 1, just listening for the soundtrack, had a really good soundtrack, the charm to it, just the amount of fun you could have with friends back in the day in 2008. Like back until I really got into Uncharted. It's just a fun game on the PS3, one of the best.
It's fun. I just wouldn't say it's one of the best, and it's certainly not. I mean, I know rating scores are quite bullshit, but there's no way it stands alongside The Last of Us.
Saying how I played it in my personal experience. Obviously, this game's not like gonna be.
It's fun. I remember playing Little Big Planet 2 on co-op quite a bit on the community levels because the community surrounding that game is really good. I don't think it's a bad game by any means. I just think 1's mediocre, 2's a significantly better game, 3's pretty much garbage because it doesn't run and it's unplayable. So that is a bad game. I just don't think 1 and 2 are like the fucking masterpieces of the generation that you can look back and say, look at the PS3 and think Little Big Planet.
Yeah, I think it could be one of those games.
Guess.
Like the head mark. I mean, Sackboy was like the longest time in Europe, like one of the head spaces. It's a great game.
Yeah, he was a mascot for the PS3 over Nathan Drake, and the PS3 was dead in the water and Little Big Planet 2.
For Europe, yeah. He was for Europe and Gamescom. That whole thing. Yeah. I think he deserves it. I don't know. It's a great game. I love those games. They're so much fun to play. Just with friends. I don't know. I've had more memories playing that game than I did like Last of Us multiplayer and just playing those games. It's way more fun.
Yeah.
In my opinion, in some certain aspects.
Well, it's one of the games that you look back and think that's like childhood material. Last wasn't really childhood material. It's more like
moving on to my overrated games. Looking at my collection, there is one game that stands out as like a game I really couldn't get into. No, not Witcher 3.
No,
Witcher
Witcher
3.
3. I want to have
I'm actually enjoying Witcher 3. Actually, I'm just giving blue crap for that.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
But going into a game that like was highly praised last year that I really didn't get into much was Doom. Like Doom, by all means, was
Really?
just a freaking shooting
Ooh.
gallery
Really?
all the way through.
Shit.
No, the gameplay looks so cool. I haven't
Like, I
had
don't
the
know. I
chance to
just,
play it,
I,
but
when I was trying to beat the game, I don't know. It just kept going. Like it was fun gameplay and it was really fun and satisfying.
right, yeah.
But that's all you did in the game. And while it did that perfectly, it's just not like I. It's just it was hard. Like I'm like as I said to you guys before. Like I'm a really big person on pacing. Like I like
Mm.
playing games that I want to play in the moment.
Mhm.
At like if I like a game that's just gonna like pretty much I like playing
Yeah,
games that
that's
have
true.
like their enjoyment and just like going through each level in Doom. While it's a great game, I'd probably give it like a 7 or an 8. I would not give it to like 10 out of 10s and a 9 out of 10s or
Yeah, probably
that sort
not.
of
Yeah,
thing. It
that's
was
true.
just
That's true.
yeah.
Well, I
It
think
just
that
was
was
a
the
whole
claim to
complete
fame, but
shooting
it's
gallery.
kind of like a well-recognized brand because Doom's obviously
Yeah.
the original fucking
Yeah,
big
yeah, yeah.
first
Well,
person shooter.
I'm not hating on the game. I'm just saying a personal experience. It's just not. It's hard to say overrated if it's overrated, but I just feel like the praise it got and everything.
Are you
Like
talking
it was.
about
I was
the
surprised.
last year's one or the fucking original? You're talking about the last
I'm
year's one, I
talking
think.
about 2016, Doom.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
I
yeah,
think in terms of the 2016 one, I thought the gameplay was fluid as all fuck. I think Bethesda hit it out the ballpark last year with
oh,
shooters.
it was a
Like,
good. It was a great game, like with the 60 frames per second, but just the way that it just wasn't. I don't know. It was just
no,
a
it wasn't a
complete
fucking
shooting
masterpiece by
gallery.
any stretch of the imagination. No way. It wasn't, but it was a fucking really great game. It was a really good game.
Trying to think of any other games that are overrated. I mean, there's been some games I didn't really get into as much as other people, but I wouldn't say they're overrated really. I don't know. Is there? I mean, Battlefront that was not overrated because I think everybody hates that game. I don't know. It's really hard to pick a game that I don't like that other people praise.
Any of the Far Cry games? Any at all?
I mean, Far Cry 4, I can't get into that one at all.
Fallout at all? I thought Fallout 3 was quite overrated. I thought New Vegas
Yeah.
was way better.
Ugh.
Fallout 4, I couldn't really
Yeah.
get into that game much. I was really hyped for it, but I never really could get into it when it came out.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
feel
that
like
was
Fallout
overrated,
4
though.
and
That
Far
was
Cry
more like
4. I
everyone
couldn't
was
really.
disappointed.
Far Cry 4 is the game that
Yeah,
like,
I don't think it's
feels
yeah,
just
I
like
don't know if
free,
it's
but in a worse
overrated
setting
though,
and
because I
worse
think
characters.
the thing is with Far Cry 4 that I don't think there's that many people who actually think that it's better than 3 or think that it's like a great game. So I don't know.
No, it's more Far Cry. That's what they see it
Yeah.
as.
So I don't know whether I could say it's overrated. No.
Spelunky is an indie game that's overrated at all. Fucking awful platformer. You just suck a dick. One of the best indie games.
Oh
ever.
yeah, Rocket League.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
you think
no.
that's
Brought
overrated?
it, brought up
Yeah,
in the
that is kind
games.
of like an
I
overrated game.
definitely-
Well, just
it
based on
is.
No,
the
but I feel
gameplay.
like didn't it only really like I feel like didn't the hype was there at the beginning when it first
Yeah.
released on PS Plus, of course, but I think it's slowed down now, honestly.
It did.
Yeah, I
You're
know
right.
it's
It did. That's true.
It's still rising. They're
Like they still
they're
try to
growing the
they still
game.
try to update it every once in a while with like new
Yeah, but-
modes and stuff and new maps and stuff, but I don't think it's that big
It's not going to
nowadays, is
convince
it?
me. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
it is.
Yeah.
I
It
don't know
still
what
is
you're on about. I
big.
think no, I was watching an interview and the guy says that their numbers, their highest, no, that's what I'm trying to say. They're growing their numbers. Like their highest peak of players online keeps growing each month.
Oh
People
my
keep
gosh. I
buying
don't know
more.
why.
Actually, what?
Yeah,
Really?
they said
don't know
that
why
they're
people
selling more
like that
copies.
game so
They're
much.
growing more fast right now than they were back in PlayStation Plus.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Okay, never
That's not
mind
good.
then.
And it's shocking. And their highest peak is like growing every single month. Like it keeps getting passed on the record.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's cool. I mean, I think it's a cool game. I just think that
It's just the way, like
It
it's so
gets a
hard
bit
to navigate the ball
repetitive.
Yeah.
into the freaking net. It's
Exactly.
just like how
Like
it's so hard to hit it in.
okay, well, that's
just
not
makes
really
it,
a
like,
complaint for the
I
game
know. I
being
know.
bad,
Well, I
is it?
know. Yeah, that's true.
Well,
That's
it
true.
kind of
But
is
like,
because to me, because just it's I don't know. It's I don't.
because when people
Maybe
like
it's just because
praise
you're
it,
bad at the game.
no. Because when
Maybe
people
you're just
praise
shit.
it,
Yeah.
right? Like
I win
it-
my
it-
game.
I'm sick
on
of the
that game.
game.
I know how to hit it now, but I just feel like the game, just the way it is, I don't know. If
Yeah, I agree with you, Brendan.
I
do.
just comparing it to the reception it has.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Maybe it's just,
yeah.
it's
I think
like
the
soccer
thing
and,
we're
like,
saying
a whole
about
FIFA
the
thing, it's just casuals.
Yeah, I
exactly.
think it was kind of aimed at a casual market. That's what Mike Bithell says out to do, and it was one of those games that like no one. The reason it's so praised is because indie games aren't expected to be that good, like AAA games are. So when people saw that Rocket League and Journey and all these different games like turned out to be really good, that's why they got praised. But in terms of the game being overrated, I wouldn't necessarily call it overrated, because no one really claims it to be the masterpiece that are like a fucking revelation. Everyone just sort of like really enjoyed the game and gave Mike Bithell a lot of praise for it. And obviously, like you're saying, it's growing all the time because the casual audience is like it's football, it's racing, it's the two most casual genres, sport and racing combined. That's why it's probably doing well. In terms of gameplay controls, I think it's really good. It's really solid, really smooth. In terms of what you're saying about in the ball into the net, I think that was kind of the intention. It's meant to be like a fucking frantic, fun racing sports game type of thing. I think that's the intention that Mike set out with. But I think it's a really good game. I wouldn't necessarily call it overrated by much. Slightly, yes. It's not exactly like some fucking masterpiece or anything, but I don't think many people claim it to be. I think they just claim it to be a really good game, and it's what just when people talk about indie games, they talk about Rocket League. When people talk about best games, they don't talk about Rocket League. That's the thing. It's seen as a really good indie game, not a really good fucking mainstream game. It's considered an indie game, not a fucking massive.
Yeah.
One
Massive
second,
game.
based on personal enjoyment of the game, like I haven't really been able to play. Like when I think of a game I want to play with some friends and just relax, I don't like Rocket League doesn't come to my mind, even though
No.
like,
Yeah.
it does.
No, not
Like,
at
I'd rather
all.
play something else than just yeah. I mean, I can see
Mhm.
why it's really like, especially when you just play like in a private match with some friends. It, like Blue was saying, it's like a frantic, you know. Let's try to hit it in like part of the game. The way it's fun is the way that like people accidentally hit their own ball into the ball, but like hit their own ball into their own net, and just like the way it's supposed to be frantic, fun, and just like a whole kind of like party game with some.
And they rarely supported that game. Like fuck, I have massive respect for Mike for like how much effort he put into the post launch of that game.
Yeah.
Mike Bithell makes really great games. Really does.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, what are your overrated? Oh, one more thing. I'm sorry, Dan. I have to piss you off. With the Shadow of the Colossus and Ico are both overrated. I'm so sorry.
I hate you.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Both of them have shite gameplay
They
controls.
have,
but the story's
nah,
well
mate,
done.
nah,
Those games are
mate. The emotional impact to them stories. Sure, the gameplay doesn't hold up, but the impact to those
No,
stories
it
that they
doesn't.
had on me, I'm sorry, but there's a reason that I think that Shadow of the Colossus is probably one of my top 3 favorite games.
Colossus is
Yeah,
well
maybe
better than
Yeah.
Ico. Ico's certainly overrated as fuck.
Yeah.
As fuck. But the stories in both those games are excellent. I just think from a gameplay perspective, they're both pretty shit. I haven't played Last Guardian yet, and that seems to be everyone's complaint with that game. It's just
That game's good.
Yeah.
that game was botched as fuck though in terms of development. Jesus Christ, and it flopped in sales. But I mean those two games are just like shite mechanically, but really good story wise. The stories hold those games up.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that there's fucking. It's not granted. There's like these 10 out of 10 games if the gameplay's so fucking flawed like they are. And Ico's certainly overrated. Shadow's a lot better than Ico.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't
Yeah, what
played
are your
Shadow of the
overrated
Colossus
genres?
that much. I mean, I remember like playing as a little kid a little bit, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's
Oh, I better get on to mine. I think I've really got 5 that I want to mention because honestly, I can't really decide between them, which I think is more overrated. So I'm just gonna go through them.
FIFA 16.
Nah, mate.
FIFA 15 and 16 was shit.
Every
sorry, those are
every
underrated
single
games
FIFA
again.
other than FIFA 13, that's the only decent one.
14 was alright with the World Cup.
Nah,
game.
mate. 14 was shit. 14 was.
No, it got better over time. It wasn't as good as 13, but they took pace away, which I didn't like because I love being so overpowered with Benzema up front in 13.
Nah, I didn't like 14. But that's a completely different subject. I don't want to fucking talk about FIFA. I could sit here for hours talking about FIFA, so I don't want to talk about that. I'd say my games. First one I'd probably throw out is Overwatch. I think that's overrated as fuck. I mean,
Yes.
that game does
don't
not
think so,
deserve all them
honestly.
freaking
Yes.
Game of the Year nominations. I am so sorry.
think it
How the
deserves
hell
it.
IGN gave it the Game of the Year? They must have had some just fucking fat as hell PC
that I
Master
didn't
Race
agree
players.
with,
Like,
actually.
Because Game of the Year awards generally with the big
But-
publishers
Yeah.
aren't really won on
yeah,
especially the VGAs. The VGAs are completely a mass vote. It's not in terms of what game's the best.
prop.
Well,
Because in
it's-
Shards of 4 and Inside, shit
But-
on
Yeah.
Overwatch.
Those games,
Shit all
those
over
games
it.
should have won so many awards that Overwatch won. It was crazy.
fair.
Well, didn't Uncharted 4 win more Game of the Year awards
I
than
don't
Overwatch
think
in total?
Yeah,
I don't think Overwatch should have won Game of the Year, but I
Yeah,
don't think
Yeah,
it's
I
overrated.
think it's overrated.
I don't either.
Game
I
of
don't
the
think
Year.
it should have won Game of the Year, but I could see
Game
why
Awards.
it won Game of the Year.
Nah,
Like
Yeah,
some
nah,
people,
like-
some of my
nah,
friends are addicted to that game. That
it's-
game's really fun. The post-launch
an
content that they're
yeah.
still supporting the game. The way that multiplayer is like really
Exactly.
balanced and everything, and they're like keeping
It's-
up to date
it-
with that
it
game.
is.
nah.
And the
Yeah.
fact that it's really
And
fun
it
to
has
play.
a unique concept.
Wait, Justin, Dan,
A
and
unique
Jordan,
concept.
you all
Get the
play
fuck out of here. It's a fucking first-person shooter with some shitty-ass characters that are supposed to appeal to like fucking kids. I'm sorry. I am sorry. These characters are not characters that you will remember. I guarantee
How
you,
could
10
you
years time,
say
you will not
that?
remember these characters like you
Oh
remember
my
characters like
God.
Nathan Drake, like Joel, like Ellie, like any of these characters in games with a
Guys.
Well,
decent story.
that's the series,
don't-
right? So that's meant to kind of.
Yeah, but
Can I talk?
yeah, I'm sorry, but like
Yeah,
these
sure,
multiplayer,
go
these
ahead.
It's for
multiplayer-centric
different people.
games.
You guys are obviously gonna like Inside and Uncharted 4 over Overwatch, which I even do too. But I can recognize that a lot of people liked it because I've seen it
Yeah.
firsthand. A lot of people get addicted to that game. and it's not a story game, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't
Yeah,
deserve to be
but
game of the
I
year.
just
That's true.
where is the
It's
It
a
is
really
where
good
is the
game, and
memorability
so
in
many
that?
people have
Wh-
lost hours into
yeah, but
that
where
game.
is the memorability and the
Okay, so
impact that the
wait.
game will have on
The
you?
fun matches
Games
you
are
have,
Yeah,
supposed to have
exactly. I was gonna
impact
say that. I
on
was
you.
gonna
But
say
like
that.
How?
games aren't
Exactly.
meant to have like that kind of impact. Games are meant to be
It
fun,
could.
right? And that's what Overwatch
CS:GO is one of my favorite
accomplishes.
games of all time, and
Yeah.
that's because
Okay.
of how much fun it is to play with your friends.
Okay.
Like
I think
I
the
get
thing
what
For
you're
me,
is,
I
saying,
think
Dan, but at the same time, like
the
It's
thing
just
is
games.
with
different. It's a
Overwatch,
different game.
the reason that it won Game of the Year and the reason that so many outlets like gave it Game of the Year is because it's always based on mass appeal. And the thing is, what you got to look at is inside is for a specific audience. Inside is aimed
Yeah.
at people who love
True.
indie games,
True.
who love that type of game. Uncharted is for the people who love story-driven games because not even though Uncharted is phenomenal. If people enjoy open world games more, they're not going to like Uncharted no matter how good it is. And because Overwatch is coming out in such a popular genre and so many people respect it, and it was harder for that. Let's not forget, Uncharted series is fucking phenomenal. Inside is an indie game. Limbo was already amazing. So both those games are coming off the back of great games. Whereas Overwatch was like an out the blue by Blizzard and coming out in such a flooded genre to even stand out in the remotest sense is worth praising in itself. And the fact that it did it to such an extent and it was such a supported game, and like Jaden said, it was a unique concept. They had so many characters that boosted the gameplay variety and the diversity of that game.
Mhm.
That's why it won Game of the Year. And I think in terms of VGAs, that's a complete popularity vote. That's not an indication of a game's
I thought,
quality.
I
But
thought it was the
Overwatch
studios
appeals to the most amounts of people, whereas Uncharted and Inside just don't. That's why it won more Game
Yeah,
of the Years.
yeah. Well said, Blue. Well said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought.
I just feel like for me, the thing I look at, like, if I want to look at like a game of the year contenders, like something that has like a lasting impact on me,
Hmm.
and I just feel like
Uh-huh.
a game like Overwatch. I don't know. It's like it's kind of hard to explain,
It's
but I
not
just
meant to
feel
be
like
that type of game. No, that's the thing. It's not. But it's it's definitely. I don't think it's definitely worthy of Game of the Year in terms of a quality perspective in comparison to Inside and Uncharted. But in terms of it coming out in such a flooded genre and to still stand out, I think that's why it won. Because it's still a great game. I think it's overrated because I
Yeah,
don't think it's a
it's still
revolution.
a good game. I still
But
think it's a good game.
it stood out in such a flooded genre, which is why it won or got so much appraisal.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh man, and we haven't even gotten into all the other games I think are fucking overrated. I'm just
Oh, yeah,
gonna
what are
throw
you-
them out.
Oh, God.
GTA
Oh,
5
God.
overrated. I think that game has way too
Ooh,
many
GTA
critics
5.
sucking its cock. So yeah, that game's overrated. Skyrim.
Wait, did you
Yep.
just say GTA 5?
GTA 5.
Yep.
Did I
Oh my
offend the
God,
great
sorry.
almighty GTA 5? Did I just go against
GTA
you?
5 has a better story than all the Uncharted
Yeah,
games.
so you can shut the fuck up,
It does
Jaden.
Let's not
indeed.
forget
I'm
that.
sorry.
Let's not forget
Yeah,
that.
I'm sorry, but GTA 5 it is overrated. I think GTA 4 is better. San Andreas and Vice City shit on GTA 5. I mean,
Mhm.
San Andreas sucks.
Completely agree.
honestly. I've been playing that game.
Vice
It's just so
City
hard
will
to
always
play.
be the best GTA for me. I just don't see how they're going to
100%.
get a game that will revolutionize as much as that did at the time.
Big smoke.
Yeah,
San Andreas is more of a revolution because San Andreas focuses on size of
Yeah,
an open world, which
but I just
great
preferred
for
Vice
PS2
City because
games.
of that setting. The setting made it so memorable, like taking.
Yeah, Vice City was more of a. It was kind of like San Andreas stood out because it was the biggest game and it was the fair. It came before Vice
Yeah.
City. Didn't it?
Did it?
Yeah, exactly. So it stood out. It stood out before Vice City. Vice City was basically San Andreas was a bit sparse in terms of
Yeah.
content, but it was a huge game. Whereas Vice City was like packed with content. That's why I think it's the best
Yeah.
GTA because it took what worked with San Andreas and then just gave it a fuck ton of content.
Mm.
That's why it's the best GTA in my opinion. Then four, then San Andreas.
San Andreas, man, that game's just boring. Like you just go out for like 5 minutes on like a freaking drive to go somewhere, and you just drive back home at the end of the day. It's just like, come on, where's the funness in the game? It's not fun at all. And when you look at GTA 5 and like the way it's supposed to be like this big old, Grand Theft Auto type of game, where you're supposed to be going on these grand
Yeah.
heights and everything, just seeing the amount of like cool, like I wouldn't say set pieces, but like big cool moments in GTA 5, like
Yeah.
when the kid's being stolen on that boat and you have to go drive your car underneath the crane and he's like hanging on and dangling down like those
Oh
epic.
yeah, that was so amazing. Oh
I
my
played this
gosh,
game
yeah.
like without like looking at the internet or anything like that, just having
Yeah,
pure fun on the
same.
game, and I had a blast with that game. And just I don't know, I don't see it I don't see it overrated at all. The online I can see
Neither do
overrated.
I.
That game's such a grind and so stupid. Online's just
Got
BS.
fucked
But
community
for
as
the
well.
for the single
Don't-
player and everything, like the single player in that game, I thought was pretty good. And the way
It was great. Yeah.
awesome. Like
In terms
what
of the
like,
plot, though,
Yeah.
the plot was really
Yeah, the
shit.
plot-
I
the
thought
plot was
I thought the
shit, yeah.
characters are what made that story stand out. The three characters and the fucking hell, the diversity between the characters is what made the game stand out. I don't think it was necessarily the
The
plot or the
characters are
story
good.
itself. All about the characters.
I thought.
That's why I like GTA 5. I thought it was fantastic. I just don't think
I
it's
feel like I
a
feel
10
like I
out of
know
10
each three
masterpiece.
characters, like what they're trying to do. Like you could just label them as like certain people. Like you just know their whole vibe and like what their
Yeah,
intentions
exactly.
are, what they think is right.
Because they're so different, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, they have their own different story, and you can, in
I mean,
many,
it tells
in
three
some
stories all in
cases,
one. It's really cool, and I
yeah,
feel like it's like the only game that's ever done that where you could transfer between each character and go on different missions.
yeah,
It's really like you know each person in that conversation when they all get together. You know each character, and like just near the final
exactly,
act of the
yeah.
game,
Well,
just
yeah,
makes
but
it
the actual
just
story
complete.
that's
I feel like
it's
it's not
And then
overloadable.
you have to like choose who you're gonna kill and stuff. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
It was really cool. I liked. It was a good game.
I'm not
Honestly,
saying it's bad. I just don't think it
I'm even
deserves
playing
like the
through it
10 out of
again right now, and
10s.
it's fun.
Yeah, but if you put Red Dead
Yeah,
side by side with
yeah, it
GTA
shits on
5,
it.
Red Dead is
Shits on it.
so much better. I'm
But we're not
sorry, GTA
comparing
is
it to
great, but
Red
Red
Dead.
Dead's so much
We're
better.
not comparing it to Red Dead. We're talking about overrated games.
Yeah,
I know, but I'm
I
just
mean,
saying. I'm saying
in
in
terms,
terms of like how good GTA is, it is
yeah,
overrated in the sense that it's not the best open world game that Rockstar have ever
yeah,
made. Red Dead is.
yeah, and then
I've had
yeah, and
So
then
I don't know. I haven't played Red Dead,
one of
so
the most good
exactly.
games ever.
Then I'm trying to think of any.
I hope Red Dead 2 will be awesome.
Yeah,
I can't wait for it. So can't wait.
yeah. I mean,
Justin, did you play GTA 5?
I didn't finish it.
no. Wow. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
I could still go back to it if I wanted
Yeah.
it's worth it. I'm telling you, it's definitely worth
Nah,
it. In my
nah,
opinion.
bro.
I
Nah,
think
bro.
it
Nah,
is.
bro. Nah.
What's your next?
Next
Story.
one.
to. I still want to play more of it, but it's just that it's not that I only have it
Yeah.
on PS3. That I don't know if I really want to go back. And,
Yeah.
Get it on PS4 or PC. Oh,
I'm not paying like $40 for it.
that's true. That game,
Yeah.
that game still sells well to this day, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I could see what you mean. I could see what Dan, how you mean. Like this game even is like in the top 10 to this day,
Yeah.
and I could see why you say that's not really accountable.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't really make sense. But I feel like it's a good game and it's a great game, honestly.
Yeah. I guess so. I mean, and then I'd probably
But
I'd probably say another one is Skyrim. But we've already talked about that. I think that's overrated as well.
Fuck that game.
I really don't like that. And then the next two are going to both be Arkham games. And the two Arkham games I'm very
Oh.
vocal of. Arkham City, I think, is disappointing. I don't understand why people think it's
Yep.
like the greatest great superhero game
No,
ever
it's
made.
not at all.
Yeah, the open world setting, it just lost it for me. I prefer Asylum in almost every single way, to be perfectly honest. I think the only way City improved was on the combat. But even then, I kind of felt like the combat was a bit too easy in City. They kind of made it a bit too easy. I don't know why, but I
Yeah.
just got that feeling. And like, just the whole game in general, the fucking middle act of Arkham City is awful.
Yep.
They drag it out for way too long. Just like you get injected with Joker's blood. You have to move from location to location, and literally, it's just used as a plot device to get from one location to another to experience the whole map. It's just so infuriating and just. And also, the game just can't decide who's supposed to be the main fucking villain. Is it the Joker? Is it Hugo Strange? Is it Ra's al Ghul? It never makes it clear once, and it's just like you're left with these two villains that are completely undeveloped, and then with one that stands out, but he has barely any screen time. Like, I just don't enjoy that game at all. Arkham Asylum was way better, and then the other one is the Arkham game I love to shit on the most. That's, of course, Arkham Knight. Everybody knows how I feel about that. That, for me, is a 7 out of 10. I was so disappointed with that game when it came out. The Batmobile is the biggest problem with the game. It had way too much of a focus, too much fucking Batmobile. The story, yet again, was dragged out, felt way too similar to Arkham City's. It literally became nothing more than a Batman vs. Joker game again. Scarecrow had no relevance to the game. He was barely in it. The Arkham Knight was a shit villain, and his reveal was just so damn predictable. Like, anybody who had picked up or even seen a Batman comic would have known straight from the
It's
beginning
kinda
of the
obvious that it
game.
was gonna
Yeah,
be,
like I even called
tough.
it before the game released, just based on the Arkham Knight comics. Like, it was so obvious, and just the ending was just complete. It was a complete middle finger. It gives no satisfying conclusion. And just the freaking boss battles, the side missions. Oh my god, and the freaking DLC, man. Oh my god, the DLC for that game is absolutely awful. Like, the only one that is actually slightly good was the last one, which I think was the Season of Infamy. That was it. The rest was awful. A complete waste of money.
I think though we're talking about overrated games. I wouldn't necessarily throw Arkham Knight in. I think that's more of a disappointing game than an overrated game because my idea, from what I'm seeing, is the mass opinion on that game is that it was disappointing. So I wouldn't necessarily call it overrated. But
It's just that the weird thing is that whenever I talk to my friends about it, they always talk about it like saying. I even have friends that think it is the best Arkham game by a long shot. I have.
Oh, what? What?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that's
I have
bullshit.
one, and I have one, and I love to call him Casual Jake because he has literally the most retarded reasons as to why he thinks the game is great, and he basically has this mass amount of friends that think Arkham Knight is the best Arkham game. And bear in mind, this is a guy who says the best Assassin's Creed game is Assassin's Creed Unity. Just bear that in mind, people. Like this is how much
Oh,
of a
God.
casual he is, and
God.
like
Unity's like near the bottom.
How could I
to be
forget
honest.
that? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, Assassin's Creed, the whole franchise is overrated. Fuck Assassin's Creed. Seriously?
I mean, number 2
That's
is
true,
good.
actually.
Assassin's Creed 2.
I still think 2 is one of my like
Assassin's Creed
top,
4
in my
are good
top 10 favorite
games.
games of all
Rest are
time.
okay. Brotherhood and Revelation, I forgot which happened.
Revelations is the worst one, easily.
But the
I
ending's
forgot.
so
I
good
don't
in
even know what
Revelations.
happens in Brotherhood or
Yeah,
Revelation.
true. But I just thought it was like it's
Overall,
more
as a game, it was
no.
mediocre. Yep.
They like
I
have the
didn't
same gameplay formula for like 3 games in a row.
They
By
kept
the
it
way,
for
I
the whole
thought I
series.
thought I muted my mic when I went to go talk to my sister, and I realized
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't.
no, you didn't. You didn't.
You did it.
I thought I did.
But that's
So
okay.
just
That's
cut
all
it out.
It's okay. That's fine.
Yeah, Assassin's
Things
Creed's
happen.
overrated as all. Fuck, Jesus.
Yeah,
I was
it
like, you want to
is.
talk about a
It
game
is
that's
overrated.
clunky? Yo, Jesus. And the fact that gameplay's the focus clearly in that game and it's clunky is all shit. Jesus. I don't get why it's so praised. Like, fuck. I mean, 4 is a great
I
game,
forgot-
yeah. 2's overrated as all shit. Jesus.
No,
I
what do you mean? 2 is amazing.
fucking hate that game.
I
1,
love
it's
2.
clunky as all shit.
What?
2, it looks
Blue, get
bland
the
as
heck
all
out.
shit. The fucking I'm not talking about graphic fidelity because it's
I
fucking
Blue. I think you have a
2008.
bad taste. I think you have a bad taste in games, honestly.
God.
2 is not overrated.
Is this
Come
some
on.
damage
But
control you're
Assassin's
coming
Creed
up with
2
here,
is
Brandon? Is this
Yeah.
this some damage control? Do I sense damage
I thought 2
control?
was,
I'm
I
trying
thought 2
to
was
trigger.
amazing.
Calm down. Assassin's Creed 2 is amazing. If you didn't
2
play
had
it,
so many like
when
epic
did you
moments.
when
I'm
did you,
still
when did you play
remembering.
Assassin's Creed 2? When did you play it, Blue?
I got the fucking platinum trophy in it
When did you get into the game?
about, let me see, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years
Yeah,
ago.
no way. You can't play that 2014, 2013.
I played it
played
Piss
2012.
off, you can pick
I
up a
played
game in any
2012.
no bullshit argument. You can pick up any game from any fucking era except the
Mm.
original Tomb Raiders and fucking play them and still have just
That
as
put
much
Assassin's Creed
enjoyment.
2 on the map. Yeah, I know. I could see what you're talking about, but still.
No,
that game,
Assassin's Creed 2, right? Let me just look at this. Assassin's Creed 2,
Yeah.
right? In terms of gameplay, the whole Assassin's Creed franchise is just so bad because
Assassin's
it's
Creed
so
2 is so
clunky.
good. The memories in that game.
No, a few of them are okay. Okay, I think you're being a little bit hated or hating on the.
No, they're so clunky. It's
No, but
all
okay,
shit.
okay. I will say that like
Assassin's Creed 2
there
is better
are
than Witcher
a few of
3.
them- there are a few of them that
Shut
like
the
haven't
fuck
really that
up.
good.
No way.
Facts.
No, man, number
Like-
2 and 4, those are like awesome.
4 is
2,
good.
3, and
4 is the
4 are
best
good.
in space.
Yeah.
3
4
is
is
really
three,
good. I don't
three,
know
yeah.
why
three
people-
story is
Yeah,
garbage.
just to give you more insight into
Three is
casual
garbage.
Jake, he
Three
thinks
is
Okay,
not
four's
even
the
even
worst.
Assassin's Creed 2 focused had a good story.
3 had a
Or
good
well, like not
three had a
not like a
good
great story, but like still decent.
That's the thing, though.
Really?
Assassin's Creed 2, the story is good. Good, we all agree on that. That's the only thing it's got
Okay.
going for it. Gameplay, it's shit. Fucking, look, I'm not talking about graphics for
Yeah, if you play it in
controller palette.
2013, it's
Wasn't the
gonna be
gameplay
crap.
pretty bad?
What'd you say?
Assassin's Creed 2 had
Okay,
good
but that being
gameplay.
said,
compared to
Assassin's
1.
Creed gameplay never really has changed.
Assassin's Creed 1 to 2 is like Watch Dogs 1 to 2. They're both phenomenal jumps.
It's a
I
big
thought-
jump.
well,
but
I think
Assassin's Creed-
one
but that's
is
the
a bit
thing.
repetitive.
Assassin's Creed 1 wasn't at all in any way, shape, or form good in terms of gameplay
No,
mechanics. So it's
Assassin's
not like
Creed 1 sucked ass.
It was so
it
repetitive.
sucked dick.
Okay,
3
well, I don't
sucked
think it was a
dick.
bad game. It was just like it got a bit repetitive.
Unity sucked dick. 2's mediocre. It is not one of the highlights of the PS3 generation in any
I don't
sense.
really. How?
No, because let's just dissect it right. Gameplay, shit. Story,
It wasn't.
it was, dude. It was so clunky. You're fucking trying to go up and he's going fucking sideways. You can't jump. You gotta hold R1 to run.
Well, I can relate all of that to Horizon as well, by the way.
Oh, sure, no.
What?
Fuck off, dude.
Shut up, dude.
I'm
Stop
kidding. I
talking.
forgot to mention, since I wasn't here, the game that I've been playing this week has been Horizon. Actually, I really like the photo.
Yeah, so how many hours you got?
mode
How many
feature.
hours you got now?
Yeah.
How many hours do you have?
I'd
100,
say around maybe 5, around 5,
Bro,
6.
That's it.
Maybe less than that. Less than that though. I went on that first tall head thing. Those like big robot stuff.
Tall necks.
Yeah,
Those things are
whatever.
awesome,
Yeah.
man. It's so awesome to
Yeah,
climb.
they are, and it's so cool
they're better
when
than
you like.
Ubisoft's freaking towers.
Yeah, when you grapple down, like using photo mode is just pretty cool. Yeah.
The game's gorgeous. But no,
Anyways.
Assassin's Creed 2, it's like, if you look at gameplay, it's clunky as all shit. If you look at story, it's good, but that's what's holding the rest of the game up. If you look at, I mean, even the world itself, it's just, it got crowds right. Yeah, it did. I'm not ever going to deny that. But the game's not nice to look at in any regard whatsoever. I get it. It came out in what? It was 2009, wasn't it?
Yep.
Because it was
AC2, right? Are you talking about AC2?
Yeah, AC2.
Yeah, 2009. It was
Yeah, it was
AC1 came
2009,
out
right? I'm not saying in terms of
2007, and
graphic. In
And
terms
then
of graphical fidelity, that it had to be anything good because it's a 2009 game. But in terms of the fucking color palette, I'm not saying everything has to jump out at you, but this game was just
Oh wait, right.
it was grey and brown and
Alright,
fucking. Oh, it was so uninspired in terms of the color palette. So it was just ugly to look at. So even if they got crowd right, I didn't really care because it was such a gloomy city. It was such, and the fact that I was getting pissed off repeatedly with the shit gameplay controls. The story held the game up, but that's all it's got going for it. Because the only other aspect you can really praise is how it runs, which is to say, it ran good. I don't remember it dropping much, so it ran good. The graphical fidelity is, I can't really rate it because it's a 2008 game. For 2009, and for 2009 it came out the same year as Uncharted 2. Let's put those two games fucking side by side. Again, one's a linear game,
You
but
want to
still.
compare them?
Yeah, but it's an open world game.
Yeah, but no, but
Yeah,
you can still
it's
compare
another-
graphical fidelity in any type of 3D game, regardless if it's linear or open world. In terms of what the details that the game has to go into, yeah, you can't really, because the open world game is not going to have as much detail as Uncharted 2. But in terms of basic graphical fidelity, in terms of how it looks, they're so different. One's so nice to look at while the other isn't. Yeah, in terms of details, of course, 2 is going to look better as Uncharted 2. But if you look at everything else, it's only got story going for it, and that's it. Like nothing else.
Yet it's still more interesting than The Witcher 3.
Fuck! I knew you were gonna say that.
Burn.
You were gonna say that.
I love that game a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah, and Justin, you
Yeah,
like
me too. I love AC2.
Leonardo.
Yeah.
I had so many memories. Like I can
Yeah.
still think of so many like awesome moments in AC2 that happened. Like I think the
Great.
part that I remember the most is when you get like that wingsuit thing from Leonardo da Vinci and you're like flying.
controlled
across.
like
That part was
shit.
awesome.
That
Yeah,
was
it
so
was
much
so
fun.
much fun to play though.
Yeah, it was fun, but it controlled like shit. And if I'm not mistaken, that used inverted controls.
Yeah, I think it did. I will agree on that part.
fuck,
It was a
and then
bit like
you had to fly over
it was hard to
fireplace.
control at first.
You had to fly over fireplaces to get like
Yeah,
because
to
it
keep up
boosted your
in
didn't
the
it? 'Cause
air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
it was so
Jesus,
cool.
I remember that bit controlling like a piece of shit. I had to replay that section like 15 times. Oh my god. But the story's
I
good.
think I did like 5 times around.
Well, I mean, and that was the one where after that game, you would think the story would just. That's when they decided to go annual because of the success of Assassin's Creed 2, which is why I hate it even more. Because
Yeah,
it's
'cause
the
they-
reason
yeah.
we get so many fucking games. Because of the success of it. I mean, that's not the fault of the game itself, but I hate Assassin's Creed 2. It's like Skyrim. It's like, why does everyone praise that game to shit? I don't get it.
Yeah, I can't really say a whole lot because I haven't beaten Assassin's Creed 2. I play a bit of it.
I don't blame you.
No, I will say it's definitely very clunky, and I maybe could say it's slightly overrated, but it isn't a game that screams out to me as being like completely mediocre. I don't know. Maybe that's just because of the fact that maybe because I haven't played the whole game, I haven't really uncovered how like repetitive or.
I mean, like I feel like none of the Assassin's Creed games are necessarily like actually bad. They're still decent
I
games.
think
but-
one can be considered like a really not a really bad game at all.
Which one?
because
Number 1? The first one?
Yeah, the first one. The first one can be considered like a fucking
AC1
really
is the only one I
mediocre,
never
like
finished.
a low mediocre game.
That's the only one I didn't finish.
I don't really like it.
Yeah,
That's why I
I
love
know-
Black Flag. I mean, I get it. Black Flag's 2013. It's gonna have better
I love
graphical fidelity. I understand that, but
I
in
love
terms of
Black
color
Flag.
palette, Jesus.
I thought Black Flag was amazing.
Yeah.
Just to
Black
give you an
was great.
insight.
Well, that's everybody's favorite is usually around 2 or
Yeah.
4.
Apart from
Yeah.
Casual Jake, he
Black
hates
Flag
Like,
was
I
four.
remember
actually
everyone
really
hated
fun.
four because it was a pirate. Everyone
Bro,
thought it was a
like
pirate game
It
rather
was
than Assassin's Creed.
innovating. It was innovating. That's the
Yeah,
one
no,
thing the series needed. That's why everybody
Yeah,
loved
exactly.
it, and it worked well.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, no, but then there was like
Yeah.
the diehard Assassin's Creed fans that thought that like it wasn't a real
Yeah,
Assassin's Creed.
like my friend Casual Jake, he hates Assassin's Creed 4. He actually thinks it's a bad game. He actually thinks it's like a 3 out of 10 game.
I could see that though, because like if you're not if you like, I mean, you
If-
really had to like the pirate sections in Assassin's Creed 3 to really like 4.
Mm-hmm.
And like I know for like, example, my dad hated like those controls, so he didn't care for 4. But to me, it felt different. It felt more like different. The way you had to encounter battles about getting your ship.
I thought I actually liked it better than it was
and
before. To be honest,
What?
I like the how in Assassin's Creed 3 they changed up like the mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually preferred that as opposed to like AC2 Brotherhood and Revelations. Because wasn't in like Revelations you had like hold R1 and square to counter, something like that.
Oh,
I remember you had to hold some R button while you press it. It was so stupid.
Yeah, exactly. And then you can like grab them or something, and you like click what was it? Click X to like break their defense or something. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Mm,
That's it. Well, I can't think of any other overrated games.
yeah.
Really.
I can't think of
No
one
screen
topic that
from
we
my
didn't
hands.
mention though. News of
What?
the week.
COD series.
Cobb.
We did.
No, COD.
Cobb.
We talked
Quentin,
about COD.
he
You still
finally
wanna
did it,
mention
people.
this?
He finally left Naughty Dog.
Oh come on.
Oh yes.
Quentin Cobb.
Quentin Cobb.
Wait, did we?
Wow.
Did
The
you guys
Q
discuss
train
that
has
already?
derailed, my friends.
Jesus Christ.
Have you guys discussed that already?
Nope.
No, we haven't.
No, eh?
Yeah, we waited for you. Don't worry, we
Fuck
waited.
Cobb is deluded.
We wanted to
Fucking
listen to your biblical praisings of Quentin Cobb and his Q train.
Well, no, I just kind of you have to have perspective, right? Because he's
He
not
lied
even.
about
he's
when
not
He
even-
lied. He's a flat out liar. He's been
I don't
exposed
know
as
about
a
any of that. I
liar.
don't know about it.
He's
I don't know
lied.
He
Like,
said he worked on the
Give your
Uncharted 4
evidence.
He
Multiplayer
flat out
multiplayer.
lied, Jaden. The evidence is right there. You cannot
Well,
defend this man.
perhaps he was
Put
playing
one,
all
two
of you
together.
guys.
I very much
Yeah,
doubt
I
he
don't know.
Why
was.
would the developer be playing with the time he developed on a game?
Well, look at
You're clutching
Robert
at straws
Conver
here,
with
Jaden.
his,
You're clutching.
with his polls. You never know. A lot of people are questioning whether he's being honest about that or not, right? So maybe
Which,
he was
What?
just
I was
throwing off
defending
a few
himself.
about the polls on Twitter that he.
His polls. You're talking about
Yeah,
Robert
no, but,
Cobb.
like, yeah, but a lot of people have been saying like, is this
That was
guy
a joke,
serious? Like they're questioning whether or not his polls are genuine or not, right? Like
Okay,
maybe
what does
you
that have
can-
to do with? What does
you,
that have to
you
do
can
with?
argue
Yeah,
that
He's
you can
going off
argue that
topic
Quentin
because he
was
knows Quentin
No,
Cobb
no,
has
no,
been
no,
exposed as a
you
liar.
no,
going off
listen,
topic,
listen,
people.
Listen, you can relate that to Quentin. Perhaps he was doing the exact same thing, and I don't know if he's lying. Like I
So the
haven't
whole
seen any.
bullshit.
I don't know
I'm
much
pretty
about-
sure he has
I don't know
been
about
lying,
much.
bro. He's been lying.
I mean, to me, I'm gonna still
Yeah, no,
respect him.
I'm not saying he hasn't. I don't know about that. Like I've never. I haven't seen any of those instances.
There's
where
the
he's
evidence.
lied
There's
to
the
his
evidence,
fans,
bro.
right?
I have even seen
no,
the
I don't
tweets.
need to
I
get involved with
remember
that.
him
That doesn't-
tweeting them out.
That doesn't change my opinion, because a lot of people have been putting him on blast and saying, "Oh, thank God he's gone." Like there's been thousands, I mean not thousands, hundreds of comments, disrespectful comments, I'd say, and you just kind of have to again perspective because he even stated that he's not even the lead. Like the developers, the multiplayer developers come up with like a decision altogether. I work for a living, right? Like I do have a part-time job, I mean, and even at our workplace, we come up and we decide on how we're going to approach the day, to make sure it's the most efficient and quality result that we can get. And the same thing with Naughty Dog and any other jobs. You can't just put insult the guy. I mean, you can have your parodies and whatever. I just won't agree with them, obviously, and I'm pretty vocal about that. So I just don't think he should have gotten the disrespectful reception for.
I mean, he's
resigning
disrespectful
from
to the
Naughty Dog.
fans
Yeah.
just in general.
Yeah, you
blocking
can
them,
argue
like,
that,
that's how you
sure,
treat
sure,
fans.
but two wrongs, but
Like, I
but
don't
listen,
see how
two wrongs don't make a right.
respect.
Two wrongs
know.
do not make a right, right? So
And if someone makes it
Come on.
wrong, you can criticize them on it. He blocked
Yeah,
people
exactly.
from
Yeah.
criticizing his work, and he fucking
yeah, well,
lied
I
through
mean,
his teeth.
I mean,
Come on.
well, in terms of this, okay, in terms of the lying stuff, like I don't
Basically,
appreciate that,
what
whether
happened
he
is
has or
he-
hasn't,
He
right?
tweeted that he worked on Uncharted
Okay.
4's multiplayer just after The Last of Us. A few months later, he tweeted that when everyone started criticizing the multiplayer, he tweeted that he only started working on it post Uncharted 4.
Post.
Barefaced lying about when he's developed
Yep.
the game.
Okay,
That's what happened. That's why
perhaps.
everyone calls him.
I don't know. I don't,
Perhaps
you can't
he tweeted it
justify-
out.
You can't justify his honesty through tweets. Come on,
What?
like
Jaden,
you know what I mean?
Jaden,
Like,
stop
look at Donald
sucking his
Trump
cock,
and
man. He
stuff, right?
clearly
Like,
tweeted
it's
this out
just-
as facts.
No, look.
Stop
listen,
sucking that
you
dick,
have
bro.
to
I
have
can see that Quentin Cobb
perspective.
poster in the
The evidence is
background,
right
mate.
there.
You can't. Okay, in terms of the whole blocking thing, like that is maybe that's his own subjective way in dealing with feedback. You
Yeah,
never
sure.
know. Like
Okay.
Sure.
you can't criticize him over him blocking other people for giving
Man,
feedback.
we're trying to
Like,
make the
that's
we
his
want
own
okay, dude.
subjective-
Listen. Like we want to get all the Uncharted fans. What we want is the game to be the best it can be, right?
Right.
We're
We're
Sure.
trying to give criticism or not even criticism. Well, yeah, criticisms and feedback.
Uh-huh.
And this guy blocks people
But
immediately
even
for that.
but it's just when because I've noticed I know the community for the I have spent a lot of time with the Uncharted multiplayer, and I know that there is a lot of the multiplayer. There's like it's half. Like there's the nice peaceful ones, and then there's the so much the opposite of that, right? And a lot of the times they people like even Robin made a video, and I'm not saying like he disrespected Cobb or anything like that, but he has put the multiplayer team on blast a few times, and I just think it's the way we as a community project ourselves, because you have people like Sancho West, who is very respectful towards multiplayer, who does indeed send out his feedback, but he does it in a very calm and respectful manner. And I'm not saying that everyone has to be calm and respectful about it. It just there is a turning point, because like if I'm working on a game and I'm getting like this like I'm being bombarded by a whole bunch of feedback and stuff, like eventually it gets frustrating, and especially when you announce something that you created in the game alongside other people in the multiplayer, and people put you on blast saying, oh, you just ruined the multiplayer. Like I would block that person, like hands down, right? You know what I mean? So
Nobody was blocking people who were just criticizing, because
yeah,
the thing is, as a
which I mean,
developer, as a
again,
developer,
that's-
you've got to be open-minded, because if someone's
like, I
if your
actually-
product's going on the market, it is up for criticism the second
it is.
it goes out. And the thing is,
Uh-huh.
Cobb was blocking people who were just innocently criticizing them and just giving feedback. He
Right,
shouldn't be
sure,
looking at and
sure.
thinking. Of course, if you get overwhelmed by feedback, you're going to be like, okay, which do I take seriously? But he shouldn't have blocked people. He should have stayed open-minded, looked at the criticism, read it, and then look at the way people criticize it. People criticizing, well, this is shit. Don't listen to that criticism, but don't block the guy.
Yeah.
Listen to the guy who's writing
Sure.
paragraphs about why he thinks a certain thing is poor. Look at Neil Druckmann. Neil Druckmann got completely called out by a fan on Twitter who said, keep your political bullshit out of my next game, which is an insult. Neil Druckmann didn't block the guy. He replied to him saying, I'm sorry, I can't do that. We as developers like to implement our creative ideas into our games. That is such a respectful
But
way of
everyone's
dealing with
different.
heavy criticism.
Everyone's different. Like everyone has their own way.
By the way,
of
Jaden,
approaching
you're
feedback.
you're saying that you should two wrongs don't make a right. So if they're being disrespectful and they're making a wrong, and then he's also doing a wrong, wouldn't that be
So you're
doing
just
two
letting them
wrongs?
get
Yeah,
away with it.
Jaden.
No, that's not a wrong. Blocking somebody isn't a wrong. Like I've had many
that not being a
times where
wrong?
that's not wrong necessarily. Like
I mean,
I
they're being
understand
a
what
It
wrong.
is when a
Blue,
person is giving
No,
logical
Blue, I understand what you're saying
reasoning for
about
their.
like how when people put something on the market that they have to be or they should be willing to be open about what they've produced, but they're not. It's not like this. It's not. They don't have to be forced to listen. They don't have to. None of that applies, because they have their own right to do whatever they want to do. And I'm not in any way saying that I agree necessarily with Quentin blocking people, but I don't think that he should be I guess like insulted because of it, or criticized, or his personality or his character should not be criticized based off of something he's done on fucking social media. That's just absolutely ridiculous. And going back to the tweet things like that, come on, you can't justify somebody's dishonesty based off of 2 tweets. Like, come on.
Yeah, but the thing,
Yeah,
No,
but
but
he straight up
it's-
lied.
he
It's
straight up
not like
lied,
it was a
Jaden.
little,
I mean,
like,
Look at it
like,
however
it-
you
it's
fucking
different.
want. He
It's
tweeted that,
different.
therefore he
No,
lied.
listen. It's different is if he went onto a live stream and said one thing and then the next he said another. That's completely different, and I would have no respect for him
Why?
in that aspect.
It's a
But like,
different platform.
it's Twitter.
Exactly.
We're writing
Twitter, you
messages to
post your
people.
thoughts. Yeah,
Like,
you post your
yeah, but
thoughts.
like, but it doesn't have to be honest thoughts, Brendan. Come on.
Jaden, you're just trying to
What?
make up
Dude,
excuses
he
as
was-
to
he wasn't
why
joking
you
around,
still
Jaden.
have this perfect image of Quentin. That's all you're doing. You're trying to
don't
grasp
have any
onto
perfect images of him.
any
It's
evidence
just, I
you
feel
have
like
that he's a good.
I feel like it's almost like a misinterpreting thing, because like I went on to Robin's stream and I've heard like there's been instances where he has blocked people based off of them giving their feedback, and then I kind of felt like a part of the crowd. Like I kind of went on with people, kind of like mocked him in a way, and I felt really bad, because it's like at the same time, like he is just one individual. Maybe he's made. You guys agree that he's made a mistake. He's blocked people for feedback, whatever.
Yeah, but I think his mistakes have gone back like even way before Uncharted 4.
Well, I would need proof of that, right? Obviously, and even then, people make mistakes
Well, I
in
think
general. Like,
before then it like was mainly due to like the fact that like the things that he added to like Last of Us or something, right?
him.
Well, like
himself,
didn't he
'cause
create like the tactical
Oh
shotgun
my
and everyone-
I
god!
love the
Yeah.
Yeah,
tactical
he was
shot.
what unbalanced.
Yeah.
I love
You're one
using
of
the
those
tactical.
people that
Just
are
shot.
because you love
Like-
using shitty weapons, Jaden, because you're shit at the multiplayer.
Uh-huh. Oh come on! Oh, you trust me.
You need
haven't
you need the
seen how I
tactical
Yeah.
play
shotgun
in
to do
Last
good in
of
the
Us.
Last of Us multiplayer or something.
No, I use the bow actually, but like
1v1,
I
I'm
know I
one
get what you're
Dan.
saying, but like it's a group decision. You guys keep acting like he's one person who.
Yeah, but the
who
thing is,
working
from
with
what
him.
I've
I also
heard, he
say
was the
that he's the
person
one
who
that
came up
created
with
the
the
side
idea of
piece.
adding that
Oh,
weapon
yeah,
into the game. Therefore, if it's
you
his
can't say
thoughts, then
that.
yeah.
Okay, so here are some of his tweets, because obviously I respect this dude. So
You suck
he
his
was
dick.
saying like he's had many great moments in The Last of Us, and he said this
Okay, well,
the
at least he didn't say
hilarious
that.
thing The hilarious thing is, I'm not even a lead. I didn't make any decisions about design myself. Everything was done um, as a group, basically.
That
And
contradicts him saying the fact that he invented sidekicks. That contradicts
Yeah.
that.
well, no, but you can invent something. That doesn't mean like that you were. No. You're wrong, Blue. Like just because I
Reread the
created something
tweet.
doesn't
Reread
mean.
that tweet again, please. Just reread it.
Yeah, sure. The hilarious thing is, I'm not a lead. I didn't make any decisions about design myself. Everything was done collaborate as a group. Cause yeah. Okay.
So he w- so he
So like,
claimed
although he maybe
I
he made
remember
up
reading a
a
tweet
you
that
know,
him saying he made the sidekicks. He's like,
he
yes,
did.
I made
Yeah.
sidekicks.
That was a
And then he's like,
suggestion.
the sidekicks are here to stay.
yeah, but
And, like, I
but that
agreed with
doesn't
him or
mean
something.
no, but like that doesn't mean that they didn't all decide on implementing that into their game, though. You know what I
No,
mean?
I
Like,
know, but Robert Codburn's basically just as deluded because he's putting out polls on Twitter asking if people want
uh-huh.
sidekicks in classic mode. The
Mhm.
both of them are fucking deluded, but the thing is, Cobb was one of the big role. That's why people talk about him. He is one of the lead roles. Robert was the lead. He was one of them who worked on the design of Uncharted 4's multiplayer. And the reason that tweet that you've just read out contradicts everything he says is because his tweets were, I made the sidekick, so I think they're awesome. Blatantly saying I'm not going to be open to criticism. And then, so he's basically admitting there and then he
Well-
worked on sidekicks. That is a design. That is one of the big implementations of Uncharted 4's multiplayer. So he did work on that. He admitted
per-
that.
right,
And then in
like
that
that he helped
that looking back
create.
tweet, he's just said he never worked on it.
Well, okay, so there's a tweet where he says, "I haven't worked on the sidekicks at all." Is there like a hard, solid tweet that he said that? Right? Is there? Like, I'm asking you guys this question.
No.
Well, if there is, then he
Okay.
contradicts himself because he said he worked
Yeah,
on
exactly. Which would be true, except for the fact that this is on Twitter. Apart from the fact that that's on
think that's
Twitter,
bullshit.
right?
That's
Matter,
bullshit,
Jaden.
Jaden. That's a
Because
bullshit
no,
excuse.
no,
That's
no,
fucking
no.
bullshit.
It's not,
on
it's not
Twitter.
BS. It's not
It is
BS. You have
BS,
to be
mate.
open-minded about this,
No, but here's
right?
the thing,
If it's on
the thing is
Twitter,
that
he
that's
said
probably
it.
worse. That's probably
Yeah,
worse. But the thing is, wait, in real life, if he was to say something like say something out the blue just on an impulse, that would be like, okay, maybe he just didn't mean to say it. He said it in the edge of the moment.
Right.
On Twitter, he's got to think about what he's typing. So
Yeah,
if
and he
he's
typed it
openly
out.
putting that up on,
And he
on
skipped it
public
up.
social media, then he
Jake
must have
Trump,
thought
who
about
does-
what he said.
who tweets all sorts of nonsense on Twitter. Like, come on, you
do.
can't. Like, I know what you're saying. Like, I agree with you to some degree, but like, that's not entirely true. And I just don't think it makes any sense to say that because he said something on Twitter's, and then the next few months later he said it that kind of contradicts the tweet.
No,
That
it doesn't
mean-
kinda.
that
It
doesn't
doesn't
justify-
kinda.
It kind of it completely does,
Whatever,
Jaden.
it doesn't matter, but like that
Jaden.
doesn't justify like that doesn't mean it's all true. Like there's all sorts of dishonesties on social media and Twitter in general.
That's such just.
That's
the
a
reason why
bullshit
I'm
excuse,
heavily-
Jaden. It's a
the
bullshit
reason why I'm
excuse.
heavily defending them is because it's because
I'm an
like you have to
aspiring
have
game
perspective and
developer.
you have
Dog
to
for their-
be
I'm an
sympathetic
aspiring
with
game
people, right?
developer.
You can't just judge him based off of something that he's
They're human.
something so stupid. Yeah, exactly.
No,
they
but
are. Everyone
we
makes
don't just
mistakes
judge him
anyway.
based off of that, though.
Yeah, but like and then some
It's like
people
a
are
combination of
judging.
all of
Some
it.
If you
people do
praise all
general.
over
game
the years.
developers and you're not gonna give them any criticisms, then what's the incentive? The incentive for them to make a good game if they're just gonna get a pass anyway.
Wait. Can you repeat that again? Because your mic
If
kind
you're
of.
just gonna keep defending Naughty Dog and keep giving
Uh-huh.
Quentin a pass and just keep giving everybody at Naughty
No,
Dog a pass,
I don't.
never
I don't
giving
think
him
I'm
any
giving anyone a
criticisms.
pass.
You
then
are,
what's
though.
your
I-
incentive
I'm
to make a
willing-
good game? What's
No,
the
I'm not.
incentive?
I'm just willing to because I've made this extremely clear in some of my videos, which I'm sure none of you've watched because whatever. I've made several videos in which I've hated the certain aspects of the multiplayer. I can't stand the sidekicks. I wish they would just be on like team deathmatch or something, and then all the other game modes have none of them. The mysticals I'm fine with, to be honest with you, but the sidekicks I can't stand. The downing system's all right. There's certain elements to the multiplayer that I heavily disagree with, but you have to. I'm not gonna put them on blast over something. You know what I mean? Like there's two. Like I have two opposing sides. Like I do. I'm very reasonable. Like it's not like I haven't criticized the multiplayer or some of the games. Like the first. Hold on. I'm gonna refer back to a tweet. Hold on. Okay.
Oh my
Give me a
fucking
sec.
god.
Yeah. It's on my it's pinned onto my Twitter page. So here it goes: at Naughty Dog, at Robert Cogburn, at Bad Data or Data, which is Anthony
Can
Newman,
we please have a
designer
level
at
system?
Robin Gaming. Now I actually did this for I didn't want to tag Quentin Cobb because I did have that misleading fear that he would block me.
probably
But
would've.
here's but here's what I said. Despite how amazing the Uncharted 4 multiplayer is, I think adding a leveling system will be worth it. Please, it got 99 likes and 38 retweets. So
That's
there's
because you
been
asked a
instances
lot of
where I
people
have
to.
Retweet it.
what?
You even asked me.
Oh come on! Like
You asked
I
me.
asked like you and you. I didn't ask a lot. I no, I asked like 3 people.
Right. And it led to
I mean, I
99.
tagged please. Yeah, 99 likes. That is. I think it has like 10,000 impressions. Anyways, it doesn't matter how many impressions it has. It worked, and it wasn't only that video. I've made a video saying at Naughty Dog, please implement a leveling system. After I spoke to Robert Cogburn and Vineet Argawal when the game first launched with a few of my online friends, I'm like, look, one thing that I really wish you guys would add is a leveling system. And they were so shocked to see that people really wanted it because they didn't think they did, and so they
So you got
figured,
leveling
hey,
But they
system.
still
let's listen.
fucked
So they
up by
listened,
making
right?
the leveling system essentially
We have you the
private.
link? Do we have you the
Sorry?
link?
They still messed up by making the
sorry?
leveling system private though, because I mean, nobody in a
Yeah, I
public match
agree.
is going to
I
see
can't
that out of
stand
the
the
fear
fact
that
that
it's
it's
like,
private,
oh,
but they do have their reasons for it, and I do agree with it. But like I do, I side with the people who think that they should not be private. I do with in that.
Why would
Yeah.
it be private? That's the whole point of the leveling
Yeah,
system.
well,
Because
no,
Because
there
they
was
want people
there
to
was
quit
there's
out
reasons for it. There's reasons for it. They said that
like what? Like what?
they didn't want people like
to quit out
I
of a match
guess
because you're at higher levels than them.
yeah, exactly. That kind of it kind of slows down the matchmaking process, right?
yeah.
Because if
So,
you
so
know what
why
But they
don't you
also
what's
just
said
do
happening.
map
what?
voting.
So what?
Map voting
There's
was only
been
10 seconds.
moments. Well, they had you see they tested the waters for like Uncharted 3 and Uncharted 3 and The Last of Us. They just kind of tested the waters in those games. I don't know what they were doing
Yeah,
with
but they had
that.
map
But yeah.
voting in all their multiplayer games until this one, and now it's like no map voting.
Yeah,
which
well,
is
no,
stupid.
I mean, map voting would be cool, but like, again, it increases the time spent on matchmaking
That's because
rather
they don't
than the
have good
game.
servers.
Oh, you can argue that, yeah, sure, maybe they don't, and I
No,
think
it's a
Naughty Dog.
fact.
Well, you don't know that, but let's say
What do you
okay, let's say
mean?
they do. Let's say they
You
do.
always get
Like
the plug, but okay.
I definitely, yeah, that's
I'm
true.
not
I
gonna
definitely think
skip
that
this out
Naughty
of my
Dog should
podcast.
invest in Naughty Dog should definitely invest in that. I don't know why they haven't. I don't know what's holding them back from doing so. I think
Because
they should.
multiplayer is
Again,
not the focus.
okay, sure, whatever.
All
Okay,
right. Well,
like,
everything's like resources and stuff. So
yeah, that's true.
But your argument was that you were trying to stick up for Cobb, but the reason that people are putting him on blast, I don't agree with the fact that he's getting attacks on his on
Like
page.
death
Like,
threats
I'm
and
not going to
stuff
sit here
like
and say
that.
Cobb's a dickhead or something like that. But the thing is, that's a vocal minority in comparison to the people that just want to criticize the game, and the people that are criticizing it have valid criticisms. Clearly, they implemented a leveling system because there was an overwhelming majority of people that wanted that, and in the end, they just had
Correct.
to do it. They had to.
Correct.
But the thing is with Cobb is that he's handling different things in that's why he's getting put on blast is the way he approaches certain circumstances. And it's not to say Robert Cogburn doesn't get criticized in the same way because it's fucking ridiculous poll tweets about do people want mysticals and fucking sidekicks in classic. That's the point of classic. I think the whole team is pretty much delusional. But the thing about Cobb is that there's too many instances where he's not listening or he's given us a reason to put him on blast. Maybe not on a personal level, but definitely from a critical standpoint, because the way he's approaching it is he's blocking people who are criticizing, which he should never do as a developer. No one should do that. They should always be open to criticism. Of course, if you're getting attacked on a personal level, go for it, block away, do whatever you want. But he should be open to criticism. And the thing is, he's constantly contradicting himself. So that tweet you read out was a direct contradiction of him saying, one, he's not working on the design of Uncharted 4, and then another one where he said, well, I made the sidekicks, so I think they're awesome. Both that's wrong in the sense that he's in denial and he doesn't want to be open to criticism, and two, he's blatantly contradicting himself again. Because he's contradicting himself in the past, and that's why he's getting put on blast. Not because he's a knobhead or because he's an arsehole. He's actually a pretty innocent guy, but it's the way he's going about dealing with criticism as a developer is exactly why he's being put on blast.
And
not because he's an arsehole. And I don't agree with the personal attacks, but that's a very small vocal minority in comparison to just people who want to critique the game like us five.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail in that aspect of it, because I'm making a game with my my friends and and it sounds I guess in some way far-fetched, but it doesn't matter. We are creating a game together, and in some cases I haven't been quite open about certain, like somebody criticized something that I wanted to implement into the game, or this style that we were reaching for, and he's like, no, we shouldn't have that. And I was like, you know what, and I wasn't willing to accept that until he kind of gave me reasons to why it was. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, you're probably right. creating all these assets and objects for this open world game that we were planning on creating would be too difficult. So we went for like a more linear game.
Yeah.
So I so I agree. Like I'm like that too. Like what you're saying about Quentin Cobb. Like I do in some cases where the feedback is so, it's like like you're so proud about something that you've created and people
Yeah.
dislike it so differently. Like you kind of say things and so yeah, I do agree.
What?
Jaden's dead. I think I
Oh,
think Quentin Cobb
Thank you
shoved
for
his dick in
watching episode
Jaden's
6.
mouth and he's not
Jaden's dead.
speaking. Jaden? Oh, I think he saw Quentin
No,
Cobb
don't
and he
call for his
fainted.
name. I think we end it here.
Jaden saw Quentin
Oh,
and he
man.
fainted.
Yeah, I think we've been going on for quite a while.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Justin, you can do the honors.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, we've been going on for quite a while. I think it's like what, an hour and a half around now.
An hour and
so-
45 minutes I got on mine.
Damn, man.
Oh!
Wow, quite a long episode. Yeah, honestly, I think it's a good time to wrap it up, anyways. So
Oh,
Jade's
he's
back
back.
now, but
Wait, can you
Jaden-
guys not hear me? I was talking.
No.
Christ,
No,
that's an
you're right,
audio
you're
spike.
right.
You should say that. Oh.
yeah,
Oh
but
my
Jaden
gosh.
basically, okay, if you have any concluding thoughts, because we want to wrap it up, so.
Well, what I
Any
was saying is,
No.
wait, so you guys didn't hear me this
Oh, man,
entire
it's gonna go
time?
on for so much longer.
Wait, I'm so confused. Wait, just answer my question. You guys didn't hear what I was saying?
Jaden's
No.
mom, please unplug his router.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to. Okay, let me just summarize it a bit. So what I
Oh,
was
God.
saying is, I can relate to Quentin Cobb
Because
in
you
a
get
sense.
tons
Like
of
I
hate
what?
on
No,
your
no, no,
YouTube
no,
channel.
no,
Yeah.
no, 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 wait, no, that's not what I meant to say.
Because he
That's what
gets
I meant to say.
hate
What
on
Blue
his
said is
TheStarkz
correct.
videos.
What
who
Blue,
he
what
really
Blue
is.
said is correct because I sometimes you
TheStarkz.
create something and you're not so open. You're not willing to hear the feedback in which you kind of like say, no, I like that idea, and and then I related back to me and my friends creating a game in which we wanted to do this open world game, and then somebody said, no, that's not a good idea, and I wasn't willing to accept that until he gave me reasons to why we shouldn't do it because of all the assets that we would have to create, and so we went for a linear game, and yeah, so
We heard
I
that
agree.
part
Yeah,
with
we
what
already
Blue
heard that
said.
part, Jin.
Oh, okay, all right, cool.
So is that it? That's all you got? All right.
Yeah, that's all.
Thank God for that.
Okay.
Thank
yeah,
God
alright,
for
cool,
that.
For now.
cool.
Yeah, screw you too, Dan. Screw you too.
Oh, I'm
Alright,
sorry, just
alright.
because The Walking Dead sucks.
It doesn't.
Okay,
Goes
let's
through.
not start this. Let's not start this again, please.
The Witcher 3 sucks.
Fuck you.
Oh,
Jaden's
God,
channel
oh,
sucks.
God, oh God.
Wait, did somebody say Dan's channel sucks or?
Oh, don't worry, I'm happy if my channel
Shut up.
sucks. Because I know it. It's all right because I know.
Just
Oh,
a
man.
gaming copycat?
All right. Okay. Let's go. That's enough. Okay. I'm gonna end this here now. Ready? All right. So
Awesome.
before we end this, I want to quickly announce something. All right. So right now it's April 29th of recording. So that means okay. So this is really depending on if we have an episode next week. But in case we don't, I just want to announce it here. So starting on May the 13th, we're going to be doing our pre-E3 coverage. So, of course, E3 takes place in June, like around June 14th or June 10th or whatever around there. So, we're going to be doing around like a month of E3 pre-coverage where each week, instead of doing gaming at its core. So, basically, if we don't do gaming at its core next week, this is basically going to be the last episode of gaming at its core for a while, at least, because we're going to be basically...
Middle of June.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
until,
after E3,
like,
won't it?
the
So we
middle
can
of June.
like round up our thoughts, I guess. Like.
Yeah. So basically, every week before like the pre-E3 coverage, each week we're gonna be releasing like 2 to 3 videos regarding E3 on different topics and stuff like that. So each video will be around like maybe like 20 to 30 minutes long. So basically, it'll be like a gaming at its core replacement, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, once again, if we have an episode next week, I'll basically like go more in depth about that. But yeah, just to let you guys know, if we don't have an episode next
if
week.
somebody's
So.
still watching
Yeah.
after that long
So,
June-
anyways, to all the people who might still be watching up to this point, thank you for watching. Check us out on SoundCloud because why not? And yeah, that's all I have to say.
Yeah. Any final thoughts, guys, or no?
Jaden's
Nope.
cheeky memes.
Go buy Edith Finch right now.
Go buy FIFA 17, people.
Fuck off.
Don't worry,
man.
I'm going to ensure that FIFA 18
Go
is my
support me on
first 20.
Patreon because that's the place to play.
No, be quiet,
I'm
dude.
just gonna make.
You
I'm
got
just gonna
zero
make this.
Patreon.
Go
Oh,
trash The Witcher 3.
yep. Nah, I'm joking. It's awesome. But yeah, I've got nothing to say.
All right. Yep. So those are our final thoughts. If you're still watching up until this point, we hope you enjoyed, and we'll probably see you next week. But if not, we'll check you guys, or we'll see you guys next time, in the basically in the pre E3 coverage. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Peace.
Farewell.
See ya.
Farewell.
See ya.
May we meet again.
Maybe not.